All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're not really looking at a product itself, but we're going to peel back the layers of the marketing behind it. We're going to deconstruct this sales page for a supplement called InsuLeaf, piece by piece, to really understand the architecture of persuasion. So let's dive right in.
Okay, so every great sales pitch has to have a hook, right? And this is a masterclass. It just immediately grabs you with two super powerful things. First, you've got authority. Harvard scientists, wow. And then, intrigue, shocking new cause. I mean, this isn't just a statement. It's a headline that's literally engineered to make you stop scrolling and go, wait a minute, what have I been missing?
And that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? That hook, it's not just there for shock value. Nope. It is the very first step in this super carefully constructed story. And it's a story that's designed to take you from a problem you probably didn't even know you had straight to a very, very specific solution. So let's see how they actually build this out.
Okay, now watch this, because this is where it gets really smart. See how they reframe the whole problem? Instead of just saying the obvious thing, hey, eat less sugar, they pivot. They turn it into this much more complex internal issue, your body's efficiency at processing glucose. And that's a really clever move. It instantly creates this gap in your knowledge, makes all that old advice sound kind of simplistic, and boom, it opens the door for their new specialized solution.
So as soon as they've set up this new problem, the page wastes absolutely no time. Bam! It immediately pivots to introduce the hero of the story, the InsuLeaf solution. I mean, this is textbook problem-solution storytelling right here in action.
And there it is. Now you got to pay attention to the language they're using here. Proprietary blend. What does that tell you? It suggests it's unique, something special you can only get from them. And then you have 13 exotic nutrients. That sounds so comprehensive and honestly a little mysterious, right? So see, they're not just selling a supplement. They're presenting it as this carefully crafted, totally exclusive formula.
But, making a big claim like that is one thing. The next step is you've got to back it up. Or at the very least, you have to look like you're backing it up. So this next part, it's all about trying to substantiate that formula, to give it this air of both scientific and historical legitimacy.
And even the number itself, 13, that's a key part of the whole strategy. Think about it. It's so specific. It's not just a few ingredients or many ingredients. It is exactly 13. What does that imply? Precision, right? It suggests that every single ingredient was chosen for a very specific reason, all contributing to this, comprehensive and well-researched formula.
And here's where they get clever again, blending their appeals. On one hand, they're pulling from ancient wisdom, right? You see stuff like cinnamon or Gymnema Sylvestre, which has roots in Ayurvedic tradition. But then, on the other hand, they hit you with modern science, really specific things like chromium at 217% daily value. This kind of dual approach is brilliant because it's designed to win over pretty much everyone, the skeptics and the believers. It appeals to your logic and your trust in natural remedies.
Okay, so let's recap. The page has laid out a problem, it's offered up a pretty unique solution, and it's even detailed the ingredients. So, what's missing? Trust. You gotta have trust. This entire next section is all about convincing you that this isn't some, fly-by-night operation, but a totally legitimate product you can actually rely on.
Oh, a comparison chart like this? This is just a masterclass in positioning. It creates this super simple us versus them story. Over here, you've got InsuLeaf, framed with all these great words like premium, clinically studied, third-party tested. And over there, just some vague, obviously inferior typical supplement. The whole point is to make the choice feel like a total no-brainer, completely obvious and secure. And notice the timing. Right after that logical appeal of the chart, bam, they hit you with the emotional punch of social proof. A quote from a real verified buyer, Jason M. It just makes all the benefits feel so much more real and relatable, doesn't it? His success story is perfectly designed to mirror what the person reading this is probably hoping for, and maybe even what they're frustrated about. Really, what you're seeing here is a summary of all the little trust signals that are probably scattered all over the page, and each one is designed to tackle a specific fear you might have. Like, are you worried about quality? Hey, it's made in the USA in an FDA-registered facility. Are you worried it won't work for you? No problem, there's a 60-day guarantee. It's like they're just systematically checking off boxes to reduce any anxiety you have about buying it. Okay, so with that trust hopefully established, the final act can begin, the offer. This is the moment where everything we've seen so far, the problem, the solution, the credibility, it all converges to drive one single action, getting you to make a purchase.
And believe me, the mechanics of the offer are every bit as deliberate as the storytelling was.
And here we see a classic tiered pricing strategy. But the goal here isn't really just to give you choices, it's to guide you, to nudge you towards a very specific one. By slapping that most popular label on the 6-bottle package, they create what's called a psychological anchor. It basically suggests that most people, smart people, people just like you, see this as the absolute best value. And of course, the big savings are highlighted right there to hammer that point home.
And just in case that little most popular tag wasn't quite enough to convince you, they double down and reinforce it with a seriously powerful statistic. 93% of customers order 6 bottles. I mean, this is social proof on steroids. It completely transforms your decision-making process from, what should I do? To, well, I should probably just do what everyone else is doing. It makes that 6-bottle option feel like the default, the only real choice.
So what they're doing here is called value stacking. To make that most popular option just completely irresistible, they pile on even more value. But here's the key, only for that specific tier. The bonuses have this stated value of $144, which, if you do the math, is almost half the price of the whole package. This just dramatically cranks up the perceived value and makes you, the customer, feel like you're getting an absolutely incredible deal.
And finally, we get to the ultimate safety net. This is a technique called risk reversal. After building up all this desire, all this value, the guarantee comes in and just removes the very last barrier to buying something, that fear of making a mistake. And the language they use, ironclad and no hassles, that's chosen very carefully to sound absolute, to sound easy, and to wipe out any tiny bit of hesitation you might still have left. So there you have it. From that first shocking discovery, all the way down to the final ironclad guarantee, every single piece of this page is deliberate. It's a journey, one that's designed to make you feel a problem, introduce a hero, build your trust, and then make that final purchase feel not just smart, but totally safe. Now that you can see the blueprint, the real question is for you. What are you going to start noticing in the marketing that you see every single day?